A man out for your own heart with his look at analytics, quoting Jay Wright.
Yeah, that's my man. He played great, but I give Brunson credit because a lot of times, guys, when you come off a game like that, he didn't force it. The Cavs made a conscious effort, like, we're going to make you an assist guy. And then you give Josh credit. Like, he made the shots now, because right now he's rolling. But Brunson, to me, was the key. He says, like, okay, the Cavs made, because Kenny and Dre know this, you make so many adjustments from game to game, from 1 game to 2 games to 3 games to 4. They're like, we're not going to let Brunson go one-on-one. And Josh, he stepped up, plain and simple.
Those 14 assists for Jalen Brunson, the most by a Knick since 1998, when it was Charlie Ward who had.
Well, that's right, Charlie Ward. Hell of a football player, too.
Yeah, he could do it.
Quarterback.
And you can see an 18-1 run in Game 1, an 18-0 run in Game 2. More on the Knicks in just a second. I'm going to start with the Cavs. We talk about Evan Mobley, and we talk about a guy who had a 14-point first half and then did not take a shot in the second half. Is that on him? Is that on his teammates? Because we pulled some clips of him in the second half. So take a gander at it, Draymond, and tell me, is it his teammates' fault? Is it his fault?
I think it's his fault. When you get to the second half, that 18-0 run, 18-1 run, that's not a mistake. New York turns up the physicality. And when they turn up the physicality, Evan Mobley seems to fade. And so if he's not going to play with a higher sense of physicality, you duck in, you backing up, you don't really want that ball. You're not really making yourself a target right there. So as the physicality goes up, he's fading right now. If he wants to be as dominant as he can be, he has to match their level of physicality or exceed it. And that's not where he excels.
See, number one, Jay, that was really good, because that's why I think Jared Allen is the key. As good a player as Mobley is, he don't want physicality. And I'm going to disagree with Dre, too. That's both of their damn fault. Like, the coach has to say, Mobley's killing them. And first of all, before the game, he should say, we got 2 advantages, Mobley and Jared Allen. They can't match up with either one of those guys. We need to get those guys established, because when you get them established, it bleeds into other parts of their game. They rebound, they run the floor, they play defense. But Dre's point is well taken. To me, I keep saying the same thing. Kenny loves Mobley, and I like Mobley. But this guy right here, to me, is the key to the Cavs, because he can handle the physicality. Mobley is a outside, inside player. Jared Allen can do both of those. So if those 2 guys don't dominate, we're going on vacation Monday, Tuesday, because the Cavs going to get swept.
I'm saying Jared Allen could be an outside guy, too.
No, he's the only one to put Dre's point. Yeah. He can be the physical guy. To me, Mobley has to be, he can spread the floor, because they got Anunoby can't guard Jared Allen. Because, they put Cat on Mobley, so that leaves Anunoby on Jared Allen. That's why I think he should be the one dominating.
I disagree in this part. I don't even know if it's the coach's fault or Allen's fault. I guess I'm a 90s basketball baby. If I'm running the show, I'm going to be aware of who's in the penalty. I'm going to be aware of time and score. And I'm going to be aware of who hasn't touched the ball if I'm bringing it up and setting out offense. So I would never go 7 possessions and say Dream didn't touch the ball. Or 6 possessions ago, Drexler didn't touch the ball. And that's just as a person who's running the team. That is on the guards. That is on Donovan Mitchell, and that's on James Harden. They have to be aware of all the things going on inside of the game. Draymond, you're the point forward for the Golden State Warriors. And I'm going to say in your championship years. If Clay did not get 6 to 7 shots in possessions, would you be looking for him?
I would, for sure.
That's the end of the question. It doesn't matter. Mobley is a person who has to eat from someone else setting the table. He cannot bring it up. He has to eat from someone else. That someone else is that guy and Donovan Mitchell.
I agree with you to a certain extent, except they took over that series. Everyone said, oh, man, when they got blew out by 20 to the Hawks, they got mad, they started playing. That's not what happened. what happened is they start playing through, not to the Hawks. When they start playing through Evan Mobley against the Pistons, everything changed that series. Because what's happened James Harden's whole career and what's happened Donovan Mitchell's whole career is I actually think their coaches rely on them too much. And so they leave them in front of the defense trying to break everyone down. And that does not work at the highest level. And so what's happened, they start going to Evan Mobley. They ran their entire offense through the Pistons those last 5 games through Evan Mobley, and the game changed.
That's what I'm saying with basketball IQ. We have an advantage. I'm running the show from the guards. We have to make sure that our advantage is touching the basketball. We're great scorers, but we have to make sure that we have our advantage.
But that's the point. When they were doing that in game 1, they had a 20-point lead. Then they started going one-on-one and got stagnant, and the defense suffered. Because what happens is if they get the ball to Mobley and Allen, that's going to free Strus up. That's going to free Merrill up. It's going to free Donovan and James up. And that's what they were doing perfect in game 1. Then the last 6-8 minutes of that game, James and Donovan started going one-on-one. Everybody was standing around. Then Brunson he turned on the Brunson burner, and the rest is history. Is my tie straight? Jay Harris said my tie's not straight.
Why you reading text?
Jay Harris from ESPN.
Oh. Yeah. When did he say that?
It's on my text chain.
Why don't you quit reading text while we're trying to work here, man?
We can't all talk at the same time, Jay.
I think it's just a pattern.
That's why
it's an illusion.
That's why you were not paying attention to the Josh Hart soundbite about analytics.
Yeah, because my tie's more important than analytics. You know I hate analytics, Ernie.
The tie's straight, your neck is crooked.
Yeah. So they win tonight, and from what you've seen, well, since the Atlanta series, anybody playing better than the New York Knicks?
There's no one playing better than the New York Knicks. They've been consistently good on both sides of the basketball. They're really connecting the game. They're using their defense to fuel their offense. And in turn, it's just not, we're just talking about Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. Because they're using their defense to fuel their offense, it's not just Jalen Brunson standing there in front of the defense. They're out in transition. Then when Jalen Brunson needs to make the play, they double team, he hit the open guy, and they're capitalizing. But there's no team playing better than the New York Knicks right now for the last month.
But this game tonight has nothing to do with the Knicks. This is all about the Cavs. Like, when you are down 2-0 and come back home, it is a must win. The Cavs got to play with energy, desperation. They got to get their crowd in the game. The Knicks can play well, but this is all about the Cavs because you know as a player you cannot go down 3-0 or it's a wrap.
So the Knicks' last loss was exactly 1 month ago. Haven't lost since. They have won 9 straight.
This butt kicking tonight.
By 212
Cavs
points.
winning tonight.
You think so?
Yes. Hey, he text, our lobby text, guaranteed, AA.
Man, y'all got to start dropping things again.
Back at you here on Inside the NBA. Oklahoma City has taken a 2-1 lead over San Antonio after winning Game 3. And how about the bench? They had 76 bench points in Game 3. They're averaging 61 a game in this series. Tim McMahon is covering the Western Conference Finals, and earlier tonight we had a chance to talk. Hey, Tim, Wemby had that huge Game 1 in this series, the 41-24. Since then, 43-21 over the last 2 games. What's OKC's philosophy in dealing with him?
Howdy, Ernie. Look, they are throwing bodies at him. They are trying to wear him down. They're trying to make him play in crowds. They're being as physical as possible with him. But, you know, you mentioned the monster Game 1 that he had. He played 49 minutes. That's the most of his career, and he finished that game strong. But we're talking about a series that is every other day, and OKC just has such a deep team. And you see the depth with how lopsided the bench scoring is. I mean, they just scored 76 bench points, but you also feel that depth defensively, especially Victor Wembanyama. You know, he's dealing with Isaiah Hartenstein, and it's Chet Holmgren. And then coming off the bench, there's an Alex Caruso. You know, there's a Jalen Williams. You know, when the other Jalen Williams is healthy, he'll take a turn on them. And, you know, as Chet Holmgren said, the fresh legs out there really are able to try to wear him down, but they're not putting fresh legs on the floor just to wear him down. And, you know, as Chet so eloquently said, the dudes that are going in the game are dudes. I mean, OKC goes a legit 12 or 13 deep, and a lot of these guys are coming in the game like the scoring's almost a bonus. These are physical, tough players, and they're really making Wemby fight for every inch on the floor. 6 dunks in game 1, a total of 2 in games 2 and 3.
You mentioned that bench, and I mean the numbers are pretty staggering when you look at it for the series. It's 184 to 64 in bench points for OKC, and these contributions. I mean, where did this come from with Alex Caruso from 3? Jalen Williams has been huge. Jared McCain has been huge. How do you contend with this bunch?
Yeah, and look, a lot of these three-pointers, these are Spurs game plan design. Like, hey, we want those guys shooting those shots because we don't want Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to be able to get where he wants to go. They're trying to, they're really crowding things, they're clogging the driving lanes against Shai, and their invitation threes, or at least they were. Alex Caruso, 5 of 21 during the regular season on threes against the Spurs. The game plan worked. There was 2 of 12 on Christmas. He's lights out in this series, but he's the epitome of a playoff riser. He shot better than 40% from 3 in last year's playoff run, which obviously ended in a championship for the Thunder. And then, they've got shooters. Isaiah Joe's barely playing in this series. He's a shooter. Jared McCain, I'm not so sure that Daryl Morey sold high after all. Huh? I mean, he just has zero fear, right? But he comes in and, his teammates say, it's going up, and you always feel like it's going in when the ball hits his hands. And again, it's just they've got all these guys who know their roles. They play with confidence. They play with freedom. And they're taking the shots that are presented to them because the Spurs don't want to let the 2-time MVP dominate the game.
Yeah, what, if you had to put it into words, what is the philosophy San Antonio has on SGA?
Make him play in crowds, get him off the ball. I mean, to sum it up briefly, it is get him off the ball. And look, Steph Castle's taking the primary assignment. They're giving him a lot of help, which he's usually not a guy who gets a lot of help, but that's the kind of weapon that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is. They're doubling often. They're doubling randomly, so, it's not predictable for SGA. And they're basically daring him, make, quote-unquote, the right play. Make the right read. Get off the ball. Don't try to force anything. And it hasn't been the biggest scoring series for SGA, just like, by the way, it wasn't last series against the Lakers. But he's making the right plays. He's getting his teammates open shots, and he's had 12 assists in 2 of these games during the series. That's a playoff career high. So that's just proof that, he's reading the game, and if you don't want to let him dominate, he's going to trust his teammates, and his teammates delivered last series. They're delivering again right now.
So now we head into Game 4, lastly, and, I heard Wemby talk about, hey, we knew there would be trials in this playoff run. Mm-hmm. This is huge. I mean, this is must win in your gym in Game 4.
Yeah, this is a huge test. This is the biggest test of Victor Wembanyama's career. And look, the Spurs came into this series with a ton of confidence. I mean, they beat the Thunder 4 out of 5 times during the regular season. That included 3 wins in 12 days, after the Thunder got off to that 24-1 start. They spanked their butts in front of a national TV audience on Christmas Day in OKC's gym, but the playoffs are a different beast. And, let's just also call it like it is for the Spurs. This is not a healthy Spurs team. They have a blank injury report right now, but De'Aaron Fox is clearly not 100%. He's playing through a high ankle sprain. Dylan Harper's playing through adductor soreness. He's clearly not 100%. And as Miss Johnson said today, Victor Wembanyama creates a lot of the advantages, and then those Spurs guards throughout the course of the year have been great at exploiting them. That hasn't really happened in the series. Fox missed the first couple games. Harper wasn't the same player in Game 3, but there's no excuses. There is pressure, and for a team that's trying to skip the line, trying to win a championship in their first playoffs together, I agree with you. You can't let this thing go back to OKC down 3-1.
Tim McMahon, you've been doing a lot of good work in 17 years at ESPN. It's a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for the info, man. Look, the expected thing to me, Draymond, with OKC is forcing the turnovers and the points off turnovers. You expect them to do that. This bench contribution has been otherworldly.
It's unbelievable, but it just shows you really how deep this team is. They've built this from the ground up. So all those guys on that bench, they all can play. And you have J-Dub out. So all of those guys, when they're coming in, Jared McCain last night, I think, shot 23 shots or 21 shots. All those guys that are coming in, they have more of a green light to just go because J-Dub's not out there. A.J. Mitchell got hurt last night. He left the game. So all those guys have an opportunity to just go. But also, if you look at that, maybe not Jalen Williams, but 3 of those 4 guys could be starters on other teams in the NBA.
Yep. Alex Caruso, by the way, is 14 for 23 from deep.
But 2 things. The Spurs game plan is trash.
Terrible.
Because them guys getting wide open shots, like they're taking the ball out of SGA's hand. Like they're just getting jump shot practices. So their game plan is helping him. They're doubling Shea so far away. These guys just sitting over there like they in the gym by themselves. And the second thing is, I think we need to all pray for Wemby.
Why?
Because he can't play too many minutes. They're going to kill him out there.
You're joking.
Man, I am damn sure joking because you guys, these people, man, they pissing me off. I'm watching the whole games. They ain't playing dirty.
No.
And like, these are some of the softest fouls I ever seen in my life. You got these clowns on TV talking about, oh, they're going to hurt poor Wemby. I was like, hurt him? Are you kidding, man? It drives me crazy watching these shows.
And to Chuck's point, when you played against a great championship team with great others, you can't let the others get involved. That's how they win games. You focus on SGA, like, oh my God, it's SGA, 2-time MVP. And like Chuck said, they're wide open shots. And I'm going to need Wemby to do more. Game 1, he had 41-24, they won. Game 2, 21-26. It's not enough. And I can say that as Lord Supreme of all big men. I remember getting swept, averaging 34, 35, and my father, rest in peace, him. It ain't enough. You have to do more. So he has to do more. I heard him yesterday say he's not making his teammates better. It's because he's not dominating the game. When Alex Caruso is on you, I don't want to see a turnaround. I do not want to see a turnaround. He has to be aggressive, super aggressive, so they could, panic with him.
Let's just pray that he doesn't get hurt.
No, but,
I mean, they so physical with him.
You have a term called others. I'm going to elevate it a little bit. I'm going to call them special others.
Yes.
Because they have 11 guys on their team, I would believe, that if they got 20 points, no one would be surprised. If you say Isaiah Joe gets 20 points, okay, he's done.
But the Spurs are helping him with that bad game plan.
But I'm not saying that
anybody can make wide open shots.
No, but I'm saying that these guys have done it when SGA has gone out, and they still had it rolling. You had multiple guys when they had to take multiple shots, from Caruso to Wiggins to Wallace. They were like, okay, we'll take this responsibility. McCain, these guys are not unaccustomed to getting 20 points either. So they're helping them, but these guys are special others. They're not just, like he said, 3 or 4 of them can start on most teams.
Huge game 4.
You need rice and that white sauce, fool. You got to get that white sauce and that yellow rice, man.
You got to get that white sauce.
Try to get that white sauce, Shaq.
It's only 15. Stop it.
Game 3 highlights.
Ernie, this was a very disappointing game tonight. Me and Kenny were talking
disappointing.
about it.
That's some. No.
Kenny said, say Trav and Taylor?
Yes, indeed.
Well, you just wait. Well, you better stop wasting your money. You got something coming up.
Evan Mobley early on.
This was so disappointing. You give up 47 points.
No, they gave up 37.
37, my bad.
Quarter.
Same thing.
Come on. Yes, exactly right.
Pass, Cat.
In a
Kill him, Cat.
Oh, my God.
Fake pass.
Come on, man. No intensity. No defensive effort. That's a
Josh Hart, who had the huge game 2, connects there. Once again tonight, every Knicks starter in double figures.
Come on.
They just dominate, but nobody from Cleveland is stepping up. There's no leadership. Who's walking in that locker room saying what you have to do, what we need to do?
Well, I got to answer for that question.
Who's that?
That'd be LeBron James. That'd be it.
Brunson sends Max Strus sliding and then connects 60-54 at the half.
Shout out to Garage Beer. Trav and Jason Kessler got a beer called Garage Beer. It's a good beer, too.
That's more than I thought we were going to get off of that shot right there.
What else are we going to talk about?
He didn't look like he liked that beer.
Oh, that's a good beer, actually.
Mobley for 3 and then Mitchell out of the corner. Still got a game at this point. It's 67-62.
Ernie, what kind of pass was that?
It was a 5-point game.
What kind of pass? Ernie, this game was over at the end of the first quarter.
When you continually down 5 points and the other team has the ball, you're not
Look
really
at
down
Anunoby.
When you give up 37 points in a closeout game to go up 3-0, you're like, yeah, let's get out of here.
Only down by 10. Come on.
Come on, Ernie.
Hey, I didn't say that. Mike Breen said it. Come on.
Hey, no, we never going to say bad about Mike Breen.
Nice. No, we love Mike Breen, but that's all we kept hearing. They're only down by 10. They're only down by 8.
Oh, Landry Shannon was lethal from out there.
The Knicks didn't break a sweat tonight.
Ernie, this was like a scrimmage.
Yeah, because this is crazy. Like,
why are all of your comments directed toward me? Like I was somehow responsible.
People don't want to see these damn highlights again.
Well, they're almost over, Chuckster.
I mean, Ernie,
look at this, Ernie.
Ernie, come on, Ernie. Come on, Ernie.
You know what? No, that's enough. Even I was okay. That's enough.
Okay, I tell you what, Cleveland. We still got the Browns. Bad example.
Man.
Bad example?
Yeah, bad example. My
121 to 108 is your final.
Still got the Guardians. Another bad example.
The Knicks 8-0 this postseason when they shoot 50%. They're 55-3 when they take a lead to the fourth quarter this season. 10 straight wins. So by 225 points, there's never been a stretch like that in NBA history.
Did those two teams win the championship?
One of them did.
The 73 bucks.
No, 71.
71 bucks, I'm sorry.
Okay. They had Lou Alcindor.
Yeah. And now the Knicks are a win away from going to the NBA Finals. How do you describe what you're seeing from this team? I want to say offensively, but really both sides of the ball.
No, that's a connected group. They're connected on both sides of the floor. You see guys have settled into their roles. It looks so easy. You know, you playing through Karl Anthony Towns, the games look easy for everyone else. On the defensive end, I've never seen Karl Anthony Towns defend and be as engaged as he is on the defensive end. And what we've seen for years, and this year some, is him get these dumb fouls. He's not even doing that anymore. So I love the focus level and the connectedness of that group.
You play with a guy, Randy Livingston, that, every time he shot, it looked like it was. Sean Livingston, sorry about that. So Randy Livingston, LSU.
Shout out to Randy Livingston, too.
Mikal Bridges,
he just got up off his sofa, huh?
Yeah. That mid-range shot, 11 for 15, he's been shooting the ball exceptionally well. We're always going to talk about Cat and, Jalen Brunson, but Mikal Bridges, then you got Shamet coming off the bench getting 14 points. I have to agree with Draymond. The Knicks are very well connected.
Well, one of the mistakes that Cleveland also made, they had the good game plan but make the mistake, meaning they said, okay, we're going to make others beat us. And they banked on the fact thinking that Hart was a non-shooter. The one thing about non-shooters or guys who don't really take a lot of shots, they can make shots. But if you contest them, then they're not used to making shots.
Yeah, but
they're used to making catch and shoot wide open shots, catch and shoots wide open shots.
Yeah, but that was your game plan, Coach Kenny. Leave them open.
No, but you still have to contest because if you're shooting by yourself, you're able to make shots. You still have, but they're not used to being contested making shots, and that was a difference.
Anunoby is standing by to join us from Cleveland, where the Knicks took a 3-0 lead tonight. OG, thanks a lot. We appreciate your time. We've been trying to find the words to describe how this team is playing in the course of a 10-game winning streak. The longest streak you had in the regular season was 8. How has this happened for you at this time?
Just executing the game plan on both sides of the floor, playing the right way, moving the ball, then getting stops on defense.
You guys are up 3-0. There's room for complacency in the closeout game. Who's that voice in the locker room, and what is he going to say?
I mean, it's collective. It's all of us speaking, All of us, we've been in the playoffs before. Some been in the finals before. Just experience and just knowing, the series isn't over. Keep our foot on their necks and just trying to win the game.
OG, listen, man, number one, you guys are playing fantastic. I want to answer this question about the Cavs. Do you think, because it's a fair question, do you think what happened in Game 1 has affected them the last couple of games?
No, I don't think so. I think every game's a new game. That's how basketball goes sometimes. They've been competitive every game. They're a great team. They're well coached. So I don't think it affected them at all.
Well, OG, you know, I'm going to follow up on Charles' question. Do you think it affected you guys?
I mean, like I said, every game's a new game. I mean, I guess you could say momentum maybe it carried over a little bit, but I mean, we try to play the right way every game. We play to the end every game, and you know, so I think maybe that momentum carried over for us a little bit. But
OG, I've been in Cleveland, hostile environment, walking in there. I'm sure it was loud. But could you hear a pin drop in there towards the end of the game? Did y'all take their hearts and silence their crowd?
I think so. You know, some of the big shots we made, some of the stops we got. You know, Landry made some huge threes, some dagger threes, and yeah, it got pretty quiet in there. So that's just how we play. That's how we try to do.
OG, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why he's here.
That's why I said.
What is your real name?
My real name is Ogugwa.
Ogugwa? Okay.
OG?
You're not
All
saying
right,
it
OG.
right, but,
Wait, you're not saying it right. If you don't say it right, we can't say it
No.
right.
Just,
You're not saying it right.
Ogwigwa.
no, I am saying it right. What?
Could you say it one more time? Just slow, not even slowly, but just one more time.
Ogugwa.
Ogwigwa.
By any name, he's shooting 59% this postseason and 51% from deep. And the Knicks are a game away from the NBA Finals. OG Anunoby joining us. Thanks, Charles, for punctuating that interview with that question.
That's a good question. I've never
Look ahead to Game 4 in the Thunder Spurs series.
I don't think anybody's ever called him a good
Tim McMahon.
Cyrus is regular.
Oh,
Get ready for the street meet, y'all. Hey, street meet on me in New York City.
Do you have a specific one you go to?
No, all on the same, Draymond.
Street Meat Palooza.
Time for
EJ's Meatloaf Satellite.
Presented by No One.
Come on, Ernie.
Unsullied by sponsorship since
1989.
Thank you very much,
This would have been fun.
Chief
if Shaq had,
O'Neal.
it'd be a great contest if Shaq had to name where all his kids went to college.
That's the Nito stat.
Actually, one of our newest innovations here is a Shaq vehicle called Watch Your Head. Have you seen it? Seen Watch Your Head?
Oh, yeah. Watch your head.
And tonight Shaq has two episodes.
Oh, I thought this was Nito.
No, it is. But the Nito is 2 episodes.
1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
All right, just checking. Number 1, Jalen Durham bullies his way to the hoop to dunk on Jared Allen. 1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
I can't hear you, Draymond. 1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
Play number 2. Jackson Hayes swoops from the baseline to throw one down on Chet Holmgren. 1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
1, 2, 3.
I'm not excited yet.
Player number 3, Victor Wembanyama split Chet Holmgren and Shea Gilgeous to drop one on both of them.
Watch your heads.
1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
boy.
More enthusiasm. 1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
1, 2, 3 in the last play. Stephon counts.
Watch your head, boy. Watch your head.
1, 2, 3.
That was a watch your head right there.
But wait, now we have the remix. Play number 1.
Hold on, here we go.
Even though it didn't count, Draymond fouled.
Oh, wait, your intro's not over yet.
Come on,
Now,
TK,
here we go.
speed it up.
Ready?
Even though it didn't count, Draymond got dunked on by Victor Wembanyama.
Watch your head. He didn't even jump, man. Watch your head. He didn't even fall.
1, 2, 3. Play number 2, Alfred Chingu.
Watch it.
1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
Play number 3.
Oh,
On Draymond. 1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
And the last play back in the 2018.
Oh, no.
Harden. 1, 2, 3.
Come on, man.
Yo, your new name is Donuts. You know why?
Oh,
you getting
that was tremendous.
Donuts.
That was tremendous.
By the way,
It wasn't me, Draymond.
Shaden Sharp, I thought for sure, I knew I couldn't box a shot. I thought for sure I could foul him. And he caught the ball back further. I had no chance.
They said if you play defense, you get dunked on.
You will. That's what that happened to me with Chris Webber.
Oh, my God.
That was hilarious, though, because you're a good sport, Draymond, because I know you were
Draymond,
laughing like the rest of them.
Question: when you get dunked on, do your boys stay silent or do they mess with you?
Nah, they stay silent. They stay silent.
They want that check. They want that check.
They riding in a car like this.
Hey, Shaq, they like, don't worry about it, boss. Don't worry about it, boss.
My boy Trav. My boy Trav.
Hey, I tried to grab him.
Watch your head.
Watch your head, 1, 2, 3.
Watch your head.
1, 2, 3.
Watch your head, boy.
I hate you, C-Web. Don't dunk on me like that and make it a Nike commercial, too.
That is a wrap for Inside the NBA.
Thanks, Dre.
by
Welcome
McDonald's.
back.
Thanks, Dre.
Oh,
Charles,
come on, man.
Kenny, Shaq, and Dre.
We'll see y'all Monday night for the season
I
ender.
literally was going
Your
to
local news is coming up next over most of these ABC stations. And we'll see you on Monday.